Ginetta Challenge cars are already into their second weekend of the season, and with 3 different winners at their opener, it looks like we're in for some great racing.
Pole position to Harley Horton, with championship leader Nat Hodgkiss alongside Will Orton and Will Jenkins next up from Aidan Hills and Conor Grady. Ruben Haig is next from Mikey Doble, then Will Rochford and Sam Smith. Dave Sutton on row 6 with Ignacio Zanin. Harry Mannion's back with us. He's next up from Cian Donaldson, and the pro group completed by Sam Harvey. Next is the man that leads the AM class currently on points, Chris White, Paolo Santi and newcomer Alistair Topley alongside on row 9. The grid completed by Karim Seket, Gerson Zarpellau, Bal Sidhu, Phil McGarty and Neil Finnegan. Phil McGarty picking up damage in yesterday's race and has a new front end, so he will be trying to work his way through from the back. Got collected after an incident by another driver yesterday. But Harley Horton on pole, a driver just 17 years of age, and bypassed the Ginetta Junior Championship to come into challenge racing, as we look at the back end of the field with Neil Finnegan in the yellow car at the back. So yellow car's bookending the grid at the moment. Harley Horton on pole. Nat Hodgkiss, championship leader in blue, is to the right of shot. The lights are on, we're ready to go. Pro Tyre Motorsport Ginetta GT5 Challenge Racing. And out go the lights. Looks like a good start from Will Orton, the outside of row 2, trying to squeeze across and get into third position, but it's Horton side by side with Nat Hodgkiss. Hodgkiss trying to do the run around the outside, but it's Harley Horton in the Elite Motorsport livery car that grabs the lead as they go into Redgate for the first time. Wide there from Conor Grady in the first of the 2 orange cars. This is the slightly lighter of the 2 shades of orange, and he's up into 5th position at the moment, but it's Hodgkiss coming under pressure from Horton as they come down through the crane of curves into the old hairpin for the first time. And it's Hodgkiss, the championship leader, who's had a very good run into the opening round. The opening round of the year, the event of the year, was at Alton Park, as Neil Finnegan at the back brings up the rear of things. Harley Horton about to lose second place, and through on the inside goes Will Jenkins. So Jenkins in the mix as well. Jenkins a race winner at Alton Park too. So it's Jenkins up into P2, and Harley Horton will be a little bit frustrated to lose out. Will Orton running in 4th. Then it's Horton followed by Conor Grady, the Surrey-based driver, but it's the Scot, as if you couldn't guess from the side of the car, who leads, and problems at the back as off goes the number 10 car again for I think the second race in succession. Karim Seket is off and in the gravel. Are we going to see a third safety car of the weekend for the Ginetta runners? Mikey Doble thankfully have got going again, as you can see at the back there, the circuit tender following them through, but a battle on for the lead. So it's Will Jenkins putting the pressure on the, and this is where the back, oh, Jenkins, a little bit of contact into the back, inadvertent, but the clocks will be watching that. Will Orton is in 3rd. Then Harley Horton coming under pressure from Conor Grady. Conor won a truncated race 3 at Alton Park. It only actually ran for 3 laps, but the result was, I think, declared at lap 1. And it was his first Ginetta win. Down behind him is another orange car, Sam Smith, running with TCR. Great to see TCR still running, and a couple of cars off and onto the dirt, which goes Cian Donaldson in the 97 will rejoin in amongst the amateur class runners, which are still headed by Chris White. So big sort out now as the race leaders go. And Will Orton having a good look here at the minute on the outside run, trying to get around Will Jenkins and also trying to get into the race leader as well. So it's Nat Hodgkiss under pressure, but he's got the inside as they come out of Coppice and will maintain second place, but it's any one of 5 cars for the lead. You could barely see the number 30 car of Will Jenkins in the mix there as they came through. Ruben Haig coming up as well, and he is right at the back of this lead group, and you could pick any one of these. Haig just 16 years of age. We'll see him no doubt a little bit later on as he tags himself onto the group and starts to try and work his way through the field. Will Rochford is heading the chasing group with Aidan Hills in light blue having a go now, but through on the inside is going to go Will Orton, gets the lead. Great move down the inside for Will Orton. Now Jenkins is going to follow through as well on the inside, and all of a sudden the front row starters find themselves further back, and Nat Hodgkiss, the championship leader, is going to find that championship lead under threat. Conor Grady side by side with him, but it's Orton leading. Will Jenkins busy chasing at the moment. Jenkins had double pole at Alton Park. Grady on the inside there. Hodgkiss runs across the grass and recovers, grabs a little bit of curb there as he clips the apex. Ruben Haig right behind him as well. But look at the battle for the lead. This is without the amateur class as well, all battling behind. And it's Will Jenkins, the graduate from the Junior Championship last year, grabbed a win in the Championship, you might remember, with this last year, and elected to move up here. I think there was talk of maybe looking at Porsche, maybe looking at Ginetta Super Cup for this year, but ultimately deciding to come and race in GT5 Challenge. And there's a tangible buzz in the paddock this year. This is great expectation for this championship and a lot of interest. First weekend, last weekend, they've got a little bit of a heavy schedule at the start of the season. They've got their first 3 events in 4 weekends, believe it or not. One of the drivers joking with me said, yeah, only 2 more after that and they're wet weekends in November. It's not quite like that, but it is a little bit heavy now as Jenkins goes for the lead, grabs it very easily by my standards ahead of Will Horton, and coming back at them is Harley Horton in 3rd place. Horton recovering well. So the race lead now with Will Jenkins. Are we going to see, as we did down at Alton Park, and Will Horton, there's something broken on the car there. It went very squirrely and across the grass. Now you need to rejoin safely. If he's got control of the car, he will do that, and it looks like to me that he has. Now, was there just a jink with Will Jenkins, and will that go to the clerk of the courses office? We'll have to wait and see, but very definitely Will Horton, a potential race winner. He won the first race of the weekend yesterday from Will Jenkins, so it was by 1.5 seconds. Here's the replay. Watch that 3rd place. No, he just gets crossed up, grabs the curb straight across the grass, and he's in control. It was a controlled rejoin of the circuit. That's so impossible if you're out of control, to get it back on safely, which he did. Was a good job there. But we're back now with the race leader. So Will Jenkins under pressure from Harley Horton, with Sam Smith now up into 3rd place in the deeper orange of the 2 cars. Sam, as we said, running with Lee Brooks' TCR outfit. Then it's Nat Hodgkiss. Apologise if I call him Jacob at any point, but his brother's running in the Ginetta Juniors as well. And then after Hodgkiss, it's Ruben Haig. And it's Sam Smith, the double Mazda MX-5 Super Cup champion, who is there in 3rd position. And we're getting a lot of run over with those at the moment. This is Ali Topley in Pro-Am, leading from Paolo Santi. So what's happened to Chris White, the championship leader? He's quite a way back and might have been involved in shenanigans. So Paolo Santi running with Raceway Motorsport in P2 at the moment, and Ali Topley in his first weekend of Ginetta racing. I know a big dream for Ali to come and race here as we go back with the race leaders, and it's Will Jenkins still out front, but Harley Horton in the traditional elite livery of black and yellow, putting him under a bit of pressure. But watch for Sam Smith in 3rd place. As we said, quite a lot of synergy with the Mazda. Aidan Hills came out of the Mazda Super Cup as well, and he's running in the light blue car a little bit further back, having his first outing with the Ginetta Championship. Can't do many other rounds, Aidan, because he's busy running in the Mazda Championship. As Sam Smith does a Mazda move and slices down the inside of Harley Horton to grab the place, and now Nat Hodgkiss is coming back in blue as well, the Saltire livery car coming through back into 3rd place. This is a great recovery from Hodgkiss. Super stuff out front, but Will Jenkins largely untroubled at the moment as they go into Redgate. Battle on for 2nd. Sam Smith goes wide. Hodgkiss was looking up the inside run here. Well, we've seen some terrific drivers come through the BRSCC Mazdas over the years, and of course the likes of Tom Roche come to mind. Rob Boston going back quite a few years, who of course is one of our top preparation specialists. There's Aidan Hills in the blue number 80 joining the lead group as well, with Mikey Doble, who had fastest lap, and that's now been ceded to Aidan Hills too. So the Hills and Doble battle going on. Change for 2nd place. Hodgkiss there ahead of Smith, and then it's the Gardex car of Ruben Haig, this quiet youngster. If you've not heard of him, he didn't race in. I was chatting to his mum and dad about why he didn't go and race in juniors. They said we didn't have the budget at the time to go junior racing, and he's still only 16 years of age, so could potentially be in the junior championship, but elects to run in GT5, and you've got that option if you grab the experience elsewhere that you can come. But now Harley Horton's having a go in yellow down the inside of Haig. Very neat move, great racing from the pair of them, giving each other room, giving each other respect, and as a result of that, Harley Horton, the pole position man in the elite motorsport car, is back up into P4. Coming down into Redgate, Will Jenkins is clear on the last lap. The gap was 1.067 seconds. Nat Hodgkiss, the championship leader, is next, so second position for Hodgkiss. He's got an 18-point lead over Horton at the moment in the championship. A further 6 points back is Will Jenkins, and Jenkins potentially here edging in. I guess his aim is going to be to go away from Donington with the championship lead, but remember we've got another race to go a little bit later on today, so this one fairly calm at the moment. Fastest lap still with Aidan Hills, the blue, orange and black car at the back. Another, as we said, another BRSCC Mazda Super Cup, and Haig loses it. Aidan Hills just manages to avoid him, and that's in the gravel. Potential safety car. He's not too far away from the hard standing. Marshall's already running in the background. They know they're going to be called on to sort this out. So Haig, disappointing for him. He was on for a potential podium, so it's left us with 4 cars out front, and that scare from Haig has dropped the others back. So come down into the Roberts chicane once again. So it's Jenkins, the junior graduate from Hodgkiss. Well, another junior graduate, of course, and then the ex-Mazda racer. There is Mikey Doble in the mix, dicing with the 21 car, which is Will Rochford, another ex-Ginetta junior driver. All of them staying with the Ginetta family. Doble having come from BMW Racing, as Sam Smith goes back into second place. Hodgkiss down into third. Make that fourth because Harley Horton's on the inside run as well. Side by side we go here. The Race Car Consultants blue car versus the Elite Motorsport machine for third place. They come down through the Craner curves in towards the old hairpin again. Hodgkiss is trying to brave out the outside run, but he knows as they go through the old hairpin that that's not doable, and he's got to recharge his batteries and get back going again. Harry, don't forget, yellow flag zone here on the circuit because we have Ruben Haig in the gravel, so the cars will be mindful of that. There is the car still there. Surprised we haven't had a safety car, to be perfectly honest for you, at the moment, and that's only just off. It's the potential is there for another car to hit it as Aidan Hills comes under. Aidan Hills lost out, and he's dicing with Harry Mannion, who moves up into the pro category this year, having emerged as the champion. So it's going to be a live recovery of the car that is there at the moment. So the officials deciding that the drivers know the car's there, and Aidan Hills in the 80 car. The 21 machine gets T-boned as well. That's Will Rochford. So the runners just outside the top 6 of the pro category all getting involved, and also the recovering Will Orton. Well, he was recovering, but not now. Aidan Hills had I think a gearbox problem yesterday, so 2 very unhappy races for Aidan. And non-finished that one very clearly, not his fault, but getting... Oh, Harley Horton goes wide here. He's going to lose third position back, and we said that Hodgkiss will get back on. Safety car, with everything going on around the track, is now being scrambled. So this will calm things down, especially for Will Jenkins, who's been caught by Sam Smith looking for his first Ginetta win. And here's a replay. We were talking about Aidan Hills, and the 21 car gets into a spin. Will Orton goes into him, and they collect Aidan Hills, who's having a miserable first weekend in Ginetta this year. He did race in Ginetta a couple of times last year. So there's Ali. Good to see Ali Topley here. He's a driver whose efforts in motor racing, that's the wrong word, efforts, his achievements in motor racing have we've crossed paths quite a few times, from Legends Cars racing originally when he was a teenager, and up through MX5s, things like that, back short oval racing again, and this is a little bit of I think a treat for him, racing with Race Car Consultants. It's I think the plan just to do the one round, but when you come away and bag a couple of class podiums and potentially a class win, it may well be that he will want to come back and do a few more of those. Second position in the amateur class is number 22, Gerson Zarpelau. Tried to have a chat with him yesterday. He's Brazilian. He's an IT businessman over here doing good work at the moment, and thankfully had an interpreter to have a chat with Gerson, and lost some of that, unfortunately, but a quick driver nonetheless, so nice to have him in the championship. So we're going to have a look at the race start, which is under investigation apparently. So Aidan Hills busy chatting to Will Orton there. So okay, so not quite sure who was, might be the jostling, might be that someone was out of position, or possibly a jump start. Let's just have a look. There were jump starts yesterday. It was a bit of a chaotic start yesterday. I can't see any jumpers that were particularly there. We had an issue with the lights yesterday. I actually don't think. I'm not sure. We definitely had in yesterday's racing some drivers that were moving at the front, and well, ultimately that one is being red flagged, and that will be a checker, and that is the second time in 2 weekends that the GT5 challenge has been stopped. We had a one-lap result declared in race 3 at Alton Park last weekend. This time, the benefactor, who had done a fair amount of hard work, to be absolutely fair, is Will Jenkins, who will take the win from Sam Smith, who edges closer to a first Ginetta win. The double Mazda champion, really looking smart, and it's a terrific training ground, Mazda Racing, for moving further up the ladder if that's what you want to do. Nat Hodgkiss will take third, Harley Horton in fourth, from Mikey Doble and Conor Grady wrapping up our top 6. And out go the lights. Looks like a good start from Will Orton. Jenkins goes for the lead, grabs it. Will Orton, there's something broken on the car there. It went very squirrely and across the grass. Sam Smith does a Mazda move and slices down the inside of Harley Horton to grab the place. Haig loses it. Aidan Hills just manages to avoid him as Sam Smith goes back into second place. Hodgkiss down into third. Oh, Aidan Hills in the 80 car. The 21 machine gets T-boned as well. That's Will Rochford. But, oh, Harley Horton goes wide here. He's going to lose third position. Ultimately, that one is being red flagged, and that will be a checker. So here's how they finished under red flags here for round 5 of the Pro Tyre Motorsport Ginetta GT5 Challenge. Will Jenkins picks up his second win of the season from Sam Smith and Nat Hodgkiss. Harley Horton next, and then Mikey Doble 5th from Conor Grady and Harry Mannion. Ignacio Zanin was next up, then Ali Topley winning the AM class. Congratulations to him in his first weekend of Ginetta racing. Cian Donaldson was in 10th. 11th and second position for the AM class, Gerson Zappelau from Phil McGarty, who picks up a second podium of the weekend. Sam Harvey next up from Paolo Santi, 4th in amateur from Balsidou, and championship leader Chris White, a little bit off colour there. We'll have to check up with him and see what was going on. Dave Sutton was 17th from Karim Sekat, and then Neil Finnegan, and he was the last of the finishers. Problems sadly for Will Rochford and Will Orton, and of course Aidan Hills as well, the other non-finisher, Ruben Hayden. And here's how the standings are. Nat Hodgkiss, the championship leader, 23 points clear of Will Jenkins, with Conor Grady in third. That's the pro category. And the amateurs, headed by Chris White from Gerson Zappelau and Karim Sekat in third, Paolo Santi 4th, and Phil McGarty in 5th.